But.
Yeah, no, we had this is like little I think superhero movie kind of did something like that. Those parodies.
The superhero movie, I was recently looking through it. They did make fun of the school for The Gifted, but just in the sense that like the superpowers were like they were all powers from Marvel and other superheroes. They didn't do anything like
they could do one with the lamest superheroes. Like this guy's superpower, he's double jointed. He can crack his fucking elbow in a certain way. And he's in there.
Okay, DC did that. They did
real lame shit.
They said they did the disconnecting kid, and his superpower is that he could disconnect his arms, and it was the most like it did nothing.
Oh, is this where he can take his arms off? I saw that in something. It was really stupid.
Suicide Squad. Yeah, it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be an absolute clown.
That was actually I didn't like that movie.
That made me laugh so hard.
It's just retarded. Like that's where DC,
I love that. I love
that. DC will never beat Marvel because they come up with dumbass shit like that.
James Gunn took over. They might. If anyone could do, James Gunn consistently produces great projects.
James Gunn made Marvel what it is.
Okay, the only way you can beat Marvel is if you
brothers and Tony Stark.
Kevin Feige is really the Marvel guy,
and Louis Esposito, like that whole group of people.
So their squad was the only way they could beat Marvel is if they go and take a Marvel guy.
James Gunn, yeah, exactly. James Gunn is definitely a big.
I like to mimic his career. I like the way he's got it. He was like a big time director. Now he's a studio executive at DC. That's like a great.
Yeah, Zack Snyder also, I feel like I really like
DC
his
probably
career
thought for the longest time, like, you know what, we can't beat Marvel, so let's just hire Marvel. And let's...
I saw a great DC meme the other day, and it showed all the Justice League, and they were like, honestly, what would Thanos do with them? Nothing. And the top response was, let them try and beat Rotten Tomatoes first.
That's funny.
They get such shitty reviews every time.
Their movies, they're just not good. They don't even know how to build up the plot.
It's because they rush
everything. They rush everything. Is just they jump right into it. It's about 5 minutes in, and boom, somebody's flying. DC? It's
Dude, I hated the.
They introduced 3 new superheroes in one movie.
It's just they don't take their time with anything. They don't like to build up the story behind each character. Instead, they just go and within 5 minutes, one guy's flying out a window, another one has turned invisible, and then they have like Thanos is like. Some kind of god creature comes in 5 minutes.
Well, you know what I think is lame about these superhero movies? I think it is. I've thought of it at first. I was opposed to it. Then I was like, okay. Now I think it's totally lame that Tony Stark is coming. That Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as another character in the same series. It's like
you're not going to see the resemblance, but like you look so you look like our founder.
Well, there's a way that they could write it in that makes sense, as if maybe he went back in time and like
it's going to be like Undercover Boss,
and, like became like he's his dad or something.
They're actually doing
like
something that
boss.
might
be
pretend as Undercover Boss. Tony Stark comes back as a new shitty character. What's going on?
The truth is that they did it because
I'm new to this Marvel thing, guys.
He was so good the first time, and he sold tickets, right? But it's just like you could really put a new actor on. There's someone out there who could do that role.
But here's the thing. Rumor has it, and these are just rumors, I have not done research to substantiate any of this. They're also bringing back Chris Evans as Captain Hydra, who's an evil variant of Captain America who actually sided with the Nazis.
Who the hell is Captain Hydra?
Captain Hydra is Steve Rogers if he was a Nazi. And then they're bringing back one other hero who was like an evil version of the OGs. One other evil guy is coming back, and it's going to be Tony Stark as Dr. Doom. One of the originals, I forget who.
See, this is why
all this to say, though,
Marvel Phase 1 was so much better.
They lost it immediately after No Way Home. So that's when everything went.
No, they lost it at the last Endgame.
No, I liked No Way Home as well. That was good.
But eventually cool. I didn't even watch the whole thing.
But it was like a hard fall off after No Way Home. Like everything started sucking so bad.
Was that stupid Blue Beetle movie? Was that Marvel?
That was DC.
Okay, that explains it.
That was
DC.
Yeah,
of course.
Most of the time, if you're thinking of a movie and you're like, that movie was bad, it can be traced back to DC.
Yeah, like, wow, what a really random superhero. DC.
We're seeing Wolfman tonight. I'm looking forward to that.
That's Marvel?
No, it's Blumhouse. I've been looking forward to seeing Wolfman.
Not even a superhero.
For a while.
They have a Marvel Wolfman kind of thing as well, though.
Wait, hold on. One thing I was going to say. You remember the...
Kraven or...
No.
What did I just watch?
What's the DC movie with the polka... It was the stupidest...
Oh, I hated that.
The Suicide Squad.
Oh,
I like that movie.
Cameron,
I like that movie.
Fuck you. It was so... It was so bad.
Fuck you.
It was so dumb. It was so dumb. I was like, I'm all for this absurdist kind of comedy and crazy shit, but like, it was stupid.
I miss the days of superhero movies where they took it, where they had it serious.
Iron Man, you can't beat Iron Man.
Yeah, like normal, like cool superheroes where they're actually like, it's not just a fucking joke. Like
there were funny parts in it. There were some funny writing.
No, the thing is, a serious movie can still have comical moments because real life has comical, funny moments, but it doesn't have to be totally retarded.
Yeah, Cameron.
Like when you have,
and Cameron was like, "Oh, it was so good. You gotta see it, man."
When you have some like,
I love that movie.
when you have the Starbird, not Starburst, the freaking star,
the Polka Dot Man.
the Polka Dot Man, and there was a starfish. Patrick Star was the villain. It was so stupid. When I saw that, I'm like, this is why nobody likes DC.
You need a good
movies.
story.
I like that movie, and I stand on business on that. That was a good movie.
But could you compare that to? Imagine comparing that to Avengers Endgame. Someone would say, like, "Oh, you can't compare that. It's
the only thing that's ever going to be comparable to Endgame is the Avatar.
Infinity War. Maybe the other one before it.
That doesn't count. They're all in the same.
I feel like we talk so much movies on this.
They just did everything right in that entire franchise for 11 years straight, which is unheard of. For 11 years, they did everything right. And so that's why Marvel deserves to be the biggest franchise in the world. Yes. So nothing's comparable to that except maybe Avatar. If we'll see how these next movies
only
are.
got 2 movies.
I know. That's why I'm saying
they take a decade.
We'll see how it goes.
They
talked about the Stranger Things effect. They were like, rather than dropping one, shooting, then dropping, let's shoot them all over 5 years so the kids aren't adults by the end of it. And then Edie Falco was in The Way of Water, and she was like, "Yeah, we shot this like 3 years ago. I wasn't sure when it was coming out."
Who's Edie Falco?
From Sopranos.
The Sopranos wife.
She's in that?
Yeah, she was the military woman. She's
She's
still alive.
I feel like, does anybody else feel like,
she moved on to Pandora.
Wait, she left Earth. But you know the
she left New Jersey.
You know the kid in Avatar 2 who he's a human, but he thinks he's one of them. He runs around like a little
Spider. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider. Doesn't he look like Tekashi 6ix9ine without all that?
Yeah.
By the way,
I can see that.
He looks
so
like
much better than we were doing it before. The shot looks nicer. This is a more free-flowing conversation because we're sitting next to each other. It feels like it's well lubed.
Shut the fuck up.
We always want to bring into the lubing stuff.
I like though. What was it?
I'm just
Ryan Gosling's executive producer. Like, why? I don't get that. Was he gonna be in it or something?
That sounds like Millie Bobby Brown on Godzilla.
Yeah, but he's not in the movie. He's just producing it.
Okay, well, Millie Bobby Brown was.
I never saw like the whole appeal of what's so cool about Ryan Gosling.
I don't know. It's like he's a meme. You know what it is?
So he's lately become a meme, and now everybody loves him even more.
He was big in the days of like The Notebook.
He's still big.
No, he's big now, but not for the right reasons, so to say.
Making fun of him now.
Yes and no. He's like every single psychologically damaged, borderline psychotic character is idolized these days on Instagram and TikTok. Patrick Bateman. Patrick Bateman is an icon to everyone, and Ryan Gosling has played similar characters. Walter White by Bryan Cranston is another one. All the fucking worst people, in film.
How is Walter White that bad of a person?
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Like one episode. No, but from what I understand from the first episode, all he was doing was he was dying and he wanted to make money to leave for his family behind.
Yeah, on paper.
So he took a bad avenue to do it.
Yeah, that's what he would say. That's his justification. Yeah. If you watch the show, though,
what does he do that's not bad? Like, how can you sum it up without having seen it?
He just kills absolutely every single human that ever gets involved with him ends up dead.
Wait, what?
Is it on purpose or is it just horrible accidents like the bathtub thing?
Oh, everything is on purpose. Everything. Oh. He kills 11 inmates at once.
But they're inmates.
He puts a hit on 11 people who can ID him as the drug, the cook.
Okay.
He puts an 11.
What are you talking about?
So we're saying that basically all these terrible characters, like the ones Ryan Gosling plays, are idolized, and that's why Ryan Gosling's relevant again.
Oh, that's
not to say he was irrelevant.
Like the
American Psycho, yeah.
American Psycho.
It's funny.
Exactly, you love it because they made that to point out everything that's wrong with misogyny and the finance bros, and they just end up loving it so much that he's their god now.
Is it a thing that the finance bro types, the Wall Street people, are they like synonymous with misogynist type people?
Yeah, well, that's the point the director.
No, but like I didn't know that. Are they like? Does everyone think of a Wall Street guy? He's probably a rapist too.
Well, yeah,
is that how it works?
Saying that they're like the worst of society is like these like capitalistic, white guys who with a lot of money and. It was some type of social stance.
But now
it was a social stance, and
wow, I want to be like
him. I like that. Yeah, seriously, Wolf of Wall
Street. Everyone's like, I want to be like that guy.
People are like, Wolf of Wall Street. That's what I want.
And they're like, no, you're missing the point. We want to show you how horrible they are. But now everyone's like, oh my god, he's my idol. I love him. I want to be him.
Which is fucking crazy. I went to an interview once where they were like, yeah, this is like Wolf of Wall Street. It's like, okay, so you're gonna rob me. You're gonna mislead me, lie to me. Am I gonna get arrested?
Well, they were hoping you were gonna think of all the positives.
Yeah.
Like all the cool shit, cocaine on airplanes and shit. Like, I have a friend who did not the airplane part, but he did cocaine out of
That's crazy
off
when
of
people
a person once.
people do cocaine. Like
I was talking about that the other
I've
day.
met people. It's more common than you think, but
Cocaine
it's also
is
like
very, very popular in college.
Cocaine is everywhere all the time. Any party you've ever been
funny
at.
'cause I've
I was at a
never-
bar once and some dude was like, "Yo, bro, how does my nose look?"
I've never been offered.
It was the weirdest
cocaine.
question ever, and I was like, "Your nose looks fine." And then he takes out a little spoon and goes into the stall, and I was like, "Okay, I get it now."
Not only was I offered it, somebody asked me if I had any.
I just gotta say though, if you're doing cocaine like that, like in today, same with smoking cigarettes, like you're borderline retarded. Like there's nothing good comes from that shit. Like why are you doing it?
I mean, I'm sure the people who use it beg to differ. Some
No,
people
their
comes
lives
from-
will if they don't like drugs are the number one reason you'll fuck your life up.
Yeah.
There's nothing good comes from that. I mean,
If you're gonna do any drug, just do weed. Just do the safe.
yeah, smoking weed, but here's the thing.
Yeah,
I have
I think it
friends.
smells like
I
shit.
don't
Weed,
know-
honestly, I mean, some people say
I don't know the single friend who smoked weed and it helped them. I mean, it helps you relax, but too much. Everybody I know who started smoking weed now is like a
Brain dead.
room temperature of all right, let's not name drop. Room temperature IQ.
Yeah.
you can't diss someone's IQ and then struggle to say the sentence 20 times.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like, you're so stupid
You know what I mean?
Today, Junior.
yeah, no, but they don't. I've never met anybody who it's like it's helped them be more.
I've never met a fucking genius, impressive person who's like, yeah, I smoke a ton of weed.
Well, I'm sure no one out there has ever said, "Yeah, what was my secret to success? Drugs." weed.
Nope, there is someone
There
like
are
that.
people though. Seth
Togi.
Rogen.
Okay, he's a moron.
Yeah, he's a
He
moron,
just
yeah.
recently almost died, but Togi.
He's a moron.
He
Seth
literally.
Rogen,
I'm pretty
he's-
sure you and a bunch of 13-year-olds are the only people I idolize.
Yeah, why do you,
I-
Cameron?
why
Why
do
do
you
you
watch
keep
that
idolizing
garbage?
this fucking
I
moron?
love
Cameron,
Togi.
He's like get a
It's
real
Roddy
hero.
is
my
brain rot.
fucking
He's so damn
hero.
He's
stupid.
a fucking idiot
He
who
is
contributes
so
nothing.
awesome.
He's a moron.
He is so entertaining.
No, he's
You-
not. He's an idiot.
Cameron, the people who I have friends who like show me memes that are so damn stupid, and I think, oh my god, you guys have low IQs. That's the kind of shit.
Yeah,
to
like
watch.
Cameron, high key.
Togi is he's an intellectual.
Cameron,
Okay,
It's not even funny. It's
It's
actually
not funny.
concerning. Like
It's
the
just
guy, the
some
guy's like
dipshit
retarded
who
and
breaks
an
things.
idiot.
nothing to be concerned about. After he almost died, he got really, really
do
sober.
drug? Well, how do you almost die? Jump off a
He
building?
did
Actually, I'd rather see that.
40,
That'd be funny.
like he did like a lot of drugs.
No,
He
same
did an
guy.
absolute shitload of drugs.
They'll be like laughing their ass off. I just have to pretend and I have to laugh with them because I'm like, oh my god, like you guys have like 13-year-olds IQ. Like it's so
It's like finding out
fucking
someone's
stupid.
Finding out
Togi
someone's
is-
stupid. It's like it comes to you.
It's like finding out. Oh
it's
my
like,
god,
shit, you're an idiot.
you're
You're
dumb.
making me feel that way. You got
Togi
it.
is. I will stand on business and defend this
He's
man.
not
He's
funny.
fucking awesome.
not telling
He
me.
is funny. He's so funny.
He
And
takes
he's just an
steroids.
absolute degenerate.
I
Oh,
can't tell.
so many.
I
No, he's
can't-
natural.
I mean, look, he's a cokehead. Of course, he
He's
does
natural.
steroids
Bro,
too.
I can't
He's
tell
natural.
though if you're like doing it as like part of the joking meme or if like you actually like.
No, I
No, because I've seen Cameron
wholeheartedly.
in his room in the middle of the night.
He
when I
just
walk
dropped
in,
another
He's
two-
like giggling like giddy. He's like, "Oh, Togi."
He doesn't even.
He
have
just
it.
dropped
This
another
moron is
video.
just smashing his laptop and his computer in his room and throwing things out of a hotel window and
not-
other
it's
just
not funny.
degenerate garbage.
It's so.
It's a little concerning and
It's
sad that you like
so.
this crap.
It's so funny. I
Cameron,
fucking
it's
love
not
Togi.
funny.
It's hysterical. I used to hate him at first too when he would
You
just
should.
post
I don't hate him,
steroid
I just think
reviews.
Okay, that's actually fun.
He
Wait,
posts steroid reviews and he talk about like what steroids are good and why.
wait, Cameron, that's actually funny stuff. Steroid review, that's actually kind of like has some like wit to it, and you didn't like the smart shit.
No, I just hated him at first because I was like, oh,
that
he's
seems
just.
kinda funny.
Something's funny, especially if
No one
I'm
else
writing-
likes it.
No, if I run it by Cameron, he goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't do it. It's not." Like that. I'm like, all right, it's gonna
Yeah.
work. It's funny.
I'm just thinking, Cameron, you found the moronic crap funny. But
It's
when
so
he starts-
funny when he
Look,
breaks stuff.
That's like when Quinn went to McDonald's and was reviewing cups of water. It's like absurd. but
No,
it's
so
funny.
he would just talk about steroids, and then he did a podcast with voices in his head, and he was the only one there. That was really
That's
funny.
That's funny too.
I'm losing brain cells talking about this.
And then he just started like punching the door midway through
and
the
then
podcast.
he started like shooting up probably on camera, and then that led to his other videos.
But good for him.
So
that
he
having success.
Good for him.
He's
but
like
bad
a
for you that you're
he's a
watching it.
multi-millionaire. He's a Lamborghini and all this because he just records himself being a fucking moron, and he's so funny and
In
entertaining.
reality, he's
Togi-
probably not.
Togi
a moron.
is
He's
an-
making money
He's
off
not that
this.
stupid.
No, he
But who's
first
the
got a bunch
stupid-
of money doing.
The real stupid people are the ones who are watching it.
That's what I'm saying. No.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is like
I
Do you
stand
ever
on
look at the
business.
comments and see and hit the profiles of the people? Are they any of them above the age of 14?
Yeah. I messaged
15.
him recently. He was talking about production value in his videos, and I reached out. I said, Togi, if you ever want production value, I would fucking love to help you out because I didn't like you at first, but you totally fucking won me over, and just watching your success was awesome. So I would totally work with you.
By saying to him, if you're ever interested in production value, that's like saying if you're ever interested in making your videos actually good.
No, because he makes a point of doing them really he literally said, I tried to edit this one like a 5th grader, and if you watch it, it has like these dumbass title cards. It's like so stupid,
It's
but
like
it's because it's so. And I'm the biggest like fucking like production value this that because that's what I do. I'm very technical. And for him, I love the way he does his videos.
So you love the people who are totally just emulate the opposite of everything you're into.
Only him.
Okay.
Everybody else, like as far as film people goes, like I'll watch their projects and I'll be like, well, it just doesn't have the value that I'm looking for. Him, it's actually funnier when he just does it. He's really funny, and just I like everything that he does, and I just think he's really entertaining to watch. And it's like a crazy roller coaster.
Makes me think you're like spiraling down the spectrum.
It's like a South Park episode in real life. That's the best way to describe how he lives.
South Park actually has some like relevant jokes that are relevant to like what's going on in the world.
There's nothing like that here. It's just him losing his life savings.
How do you compare it? Well, I mean, in reality, he's making it all back from the video.
No, he makes no money on his videos because he just starts openly doing drugs. He makes no money on any of his videos.
He's making money off something.
He makes money. No, he makes a shitload of money, whether it's through clothes sales, his casino sponsorships now.
Casino sponsorships?
Yeah, he's sponsored by casinos.
So like Jake's 58 like sponsors him?
Like a much bigger gambling website.
Honestly, no, Jake's 58 is small compared to that.
But there's this YouTuber.
There's this no more Togi. I've lost interest.
One more. There's this YouTuber, Alex Eubanks, and he's like this. So he's a fitness guy, and he's Christian and natural, and he doesn't gamble and do any of this stuff. And he hung out with Togi one day, and he immediately started doing steroids, and then he started gambling, and Togi's like, yeah, I fucked him up, corrupted him. So yeah, no, all is that to say, I love him.
I don't know why like a religious person would view something like gambling as bad. Why is gambling viewed as bad?
I'm pretty sure Jesus.
No, I know. I know. Apparently in the Bible, it's something.
One of his rich jobs.
Apparently in the Bible, like there's like the gambling is bad, but I don't know why. Like, what's morally wrong? That like infidelity? Sure, I can see why that's wrong. But what's wrong with betting your own money to potentially make more money?
Well, yeah, I think it has to do with some. I don't know. I don't read.
How can you say that and not like Togi? Because he bets all of his money and loses it all.
Guy.
Togi, I don't care.
He's awesome. I love him.
No, I'm sure he's doing awesome, but what he produces is stupid.
Yeah, no, it's literal brain rot.
And we spent $2 million on his last video.
And how do you spend $2 million on a video in your bedroom?
Yeah, but.
Oh. Okay, so he didn't spend he lost $2 million.
Cameron, I have a feeling that's not legit. Like, there's no way he's just.
He documents it. He shows it.
All right. Well, hopefully he made that back and more.
He could just be one of these like anomalies that just is out there. That just like World of T-shirts. They just.
That's what he is. That's the best way to describe it.
I don't even know who that is.
World of T-shirts just collabed with Danny Duncan.
Yeah.
He's another one.
But
Right?
I gotta say,
Danny Duncan was good.
I don't know. It's like.
Is Danny Duncan still relevant? Does he do things?
Yeah, he's still relevant.
I mean, it's still making videos. He still has millions of followers on his platform. So yeah.
He's in. He's like in Florida, right? He just.
I don't watch him as much, but
see, eventually when we're in Florida, we could just go to his neighborhood.
Yeah. Why would we do that?
Just show up at his house. Could do that now.
Do a collab video with him and have him on the podcast.
Maybe.
Danny knows us because we gave him our numbers, and he said, all right, if you guys make it, I'll text you.
Yeah, we didn't make it.
So we haven't made it yet.
No. Well,
didn't you guys go behind? Didn't you actually get in like behind scenes?
Yeah. So
Danny,
I made that happen. I literally made that happen.
Wait, this is like this is the best example of like just say it's gonna happen and do it. That's what we did here.
Just go manifest, not even manifesting, like just fucking making shit happen.
Fake it till you make it.
So we DM'd him on our Instagram page. And we just completely bullshitted. We literally said, hey, Danny, thank you so much for inviting us out to open for you. We'll be there soon. And right as we're on the line to get, and we didn't buy tickets or anything, right as we're on the line.
We were freeballing it. We were raw dogging.
We were like, we're going to sneak into the Danny Duncan meet. And we DM'd him and just basically thanked him for inviting us, which he didn't do. He doesn't even know who the fuck we are. And he responded with the laughing emojis. And then security rejected us.
We're at the door.
Right as we're at the door rejecting us, they're rejecting us at the door. He responds with laughing emojis. So we were like, he's on his phone. Let's hit him up. We're like, they're not letting us in. And then he sends another message saying, I told them to let you in. And we're like, all right, he's going with it. This is great. So we show them the message. We're like, Danny's waiting for us. This is bullshit. Like, let us in. So now they're starting to like scramble.
So they actually saw it.
Yeah.
So they see Danny message us back, and they're like, wait, who are these guys? Let's like talk to security.
No, Danny Duncan, like the guys.
Did you show the phone to the bouncers?
Yes, we showed. We're like, Danny's texting us right now.
They saw it was.
And then they're like, let's contact the managers. And then all the people from backstage come out and they're like, yeah, Danny said let him through. So at this point, we get waved in, and we go to the Danny Duncan meet and greet. we make our way up to the front of the crowd, and he like takes the phone and he's like doing videos and stuff. So he's like, yeah, I told him to let you guys in. So he went with it all the way 100%. So he's awesome for that.
Even before that, we went up to the security and we were like, hey, Danny's going to be pissed that you're not letting us in. Like, you guys are really fucking up big time. And we had no grounds to say that at all. We were just free.
Security was kind of a dickhead too. They were like, oh yeah, sure. Like they just were like, yeah, like keep walking, guys.
Yeah.
And then we went up to the same guard. We showed him the messages, and they call out their whole backstage crew and the management team.
And then we met him, and everything was cool. But then we were gonna try the same thing on an Ariana Grande concert. But we need to step it up. We need like a SUV, a Tahoe. We need a fake manager, and we could have done it.
But then Ariana Grande's concert got attacked, and we were like, that's how you end up on terrorist watch list. So we're not going to sneak in.
Well, it wouldn't be sneaking in.
They would have let us
You're
in.
literally just walking in and saying you belong there.
Yeah. We were going to literally
Yeah,
go
but we
on
didn't
stage.
because her concert literally got attacked by
for
fucking
the future
terrorists.
one that's not going to be blown up.
No, I would have done
like,
it. It was just more so that like it was hard to get people on board with that. It was like, hey,
No, we were all on board.
You don't.
We were all on
guys
board.
didn't have.
I don't care if I get arrested for sneaking into an Ariana Grande concert, but like there were other people we needed that like were scared.
How would you get? You guys didn't like the Danny Duncan thing. You didn't sneak in. You literally
but the plan was
walked
we were
in and pretended you belonged there,
But
and then you ended up belonging.
That was like a dive venue. This was like literally like Madison Square
MSG.
Garden. We were gonna take a friend's Tahoe. His mom needed to let him use his Tahoe, and that was like against the rule. Like he was like not with that, and I don't blame them because they would have impounded the car or whatever.
No, but I'm saying all you would need to do is get a response from her.
No, we needed to fake all the material, all the press material, fake who we are. We weren't going to reach out to her. The plan was we were going to go drive into the gate. We were going to be in the back of the car with our sunglasses on, looking like a band. And then the manager was going to sit there and he was going to say, "Yeah,
we're opening.
I got the act here. Yeah, they're not opening, but they're like they have a show here, or whatever." And then we were going to pull the car in, and we were just going to kind of like make our way on stage, and we were going to like fake the confidence, which we had done so many times before.
Imagine if that worked. You're in front of like 100,000 or so people.
No, I actually.
It worked as far as Danny Duncan goes.
It would have worked if we did it because I've done it before.
I think the main problem you just didn't. You have to actually attempt to contact her and just.
No, you don't.
You would never get in touch with her because Danny Duncan had 1 million followers, and it was just luck that he was on his phone. She has like 130 million followers. Like,
also, Danny Duncan's with
what
the fuck shit. This girl's not.
Yeah, this girl would not
somebody
be
with
happy.
Sense of humor. Someone funny and someone who acts like him is into it.
No, we could have snuck into her show.
No, but I don't think it's the number. I mean, actually, no.
But it wasn't just sneaking in. It was like we were not only gonna sneak in, but we're gonna like crash the performance and perform before you, and like, you know, it would have been funny. I would have done it, but
I'm pretty sure when I went to a Fetty Wap concert, like Ed Sheeran was opening, and I think that was before he was big.
Ed Sheeran's been big for a long time.
Or I just didn't know about it. I don't know.
I still don't even ever listen to Ed Sheeran.
I've never been to like a proper concert though.
You guys actually have never been to a concert?
Never been to a concert, never been to anything like that.
Never concert?
Which is crazy because I perform concerts.
Yeah.
You perform but never been to one.
Yeah.
I want to do.
I've only been to two concerts. I've been to 5 and Fetty Wap.
I still have a fixation with boy bands, and not in a gay way, but in like one day I'll start a boy band or make a movie about a boy band or something. I'm coming back to that idea. I never left it actually. Just the time and place.
Did karaoke yesterday. I ripped so many boy band songs.
Karaoke's so much fun.
I love karaoke.
We're
going to go to the next one that's on a stage.
But is this a karaoke that's like a real karaoke, or is this where you and like 5 people are in the room
like that.
and singing it to each other?
So we did that one at first. We did that one at first, but now we were all sitting here and we decided it's time for us to go. You know, we're far too good to gatekeep our skills like this. So we're going to the place Frog Lounge or something. It's like a place with a stage.
Wait, Frog? It's a Ronkonkoma, a little shitty bar.
Yeah, and it's got a stage. We're going there for karaoke.
But you gotta not drink. You gotta
Froggy or whatever.
If you're not drinking, imagine how cool that would be.
I mean, I've been doing it sober for the past few
times. That Froggy place in Ronkonkoma is a total dive bar.
Well, I'm down for karaoke nights, like ripping karaoke.
I love it. It's a big part of
so much
the company culture.
We would do that in college.
Yeah, we did karaoke nights. I've always done karaoke.
Our Friday nights in college literally consisted of we'd all link up at like 6 o'clock. They would bake cookies till like 7. We'd eat the cookies and then we'd rip karaoke for like 3 hours.
And then watch Love Island.
And then we watched Love Island.
We knit sweaters and then we braid each other's hair. And
I'm serious.
It was mad wholesome.
It was very wholesome.
Mad wholesome experience. We also threw like a sick party in Donovan's basement. That was dope.
What else did we do?
We were like, nobody parties at community college. We're gonna change that.
I still would love to have an actual like house party. If we had a house that was large enough, like I would absolutely use our house.
Oh my god, I would love to throw a party.
Yeah, I would have a house party like once a month, a massive, just total banger.
Yeah, it'd be fucking awesome.
And also, I mean, I could have my friend be a bouncer, like have my giant friend who could just kick people out if we want them out.
It'd be so sick.
Perfect. Thing is, though, like that's why, like in college, when I was doing like the frat thing. Like nobody ever wanted to put their house up. It used to be house parties, but then they turned into bar parties.
Well, I mean, the bar parties were fun.
They're fine too, but a house party, you don't get that like American Pie feel from a bar party.
I would agree with that. I definitely had a good amount of house parties right after I graduated high school, and those were so much.
But college is the time when those things are supposed to happen.
When we were going into college, it was just like the greatest string of partying that I ever had was definitely the summer of 2018. That was just like a magical time. Like every single weekend, every single night, there was a different party at a different place, and then during the day we would all just like chill and hang out. At night we'd all get together with a huge group of friends. There's like 12 of us. We'd all go to parties, and it was. I can't even.
Wait, when was this?
2018.
You were there,
Crack
man.
House.
Yeah, but we weren't old enough to go to bars and clubs. So we would just
never
You
never
went.
went.
You had a
We
house
never went. I'm talking about the house parties,
Oh,
the
it was
beach
fun,
parties.
but
See,
I
that's
don't
why
know if
house.
it's
That's
past
why a house party would be great because you don't need to be old enough. You can have underage
But I'm
people.
25 now, so you could have a high schooler. Well, it's a different topic, but do you know what's interesting with like it's back
No,
to
but
film
adults
stuff?
still have house parties.
Yeah,
It's
but
a thing.
yeah, we just don't have the space for
You know
it.
what would be
right now.
really dope? Like,
It's definitely still a thing.
having
We
like
just don't do it. I want to.
This is the end kind of party with like a James Franco house.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
house,
We don't have a James
like an
Franco
adult
I
house
know,
party.
but, like,
You don't need a James Franco house. You can do it at any
house.
fucking house.
You know what's crazy?
Adults still have parties. Like,
Yeah.
everyone seems to forget that once they're out
Unfortunately,
of
we
college
don't.
or high school.
Yeah, it's true. Well, people start having kids and like their lives change, I guess. But all these,
We're not
I don't
doing
get
that.
Like all these people my age having kids.
Oh, we should talk. Yeah,
I-
let's talk about
yeah.
like the weird like white picket fencers who are like.
Yeah, everybody's got this desire to have like
Yeah.
to have a kid right out of. So many people I know, they went to college, they got their normal jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But and then they're getting married and they're having kids, and like they've never even left home. I don't.
I can't.
I'd rather. I walked down my neighborhood. I saw some guy who was like 40 with a stroller pushing his kid. If that's me, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. If I have a kid by the time I'm 40 and I have to push it down the stroller,
I
and
just
like
could-
it was just like this is lame.
I would never want to be in my hometown still, when I like never having left where I grew up.
Keep in mind, we're all mid-20s talking this shit about people who have kids.
Yeah, I mean there are people. Yeah,
Live
we're
with my
still. I mean,
parents.
look, we still live with our parents, but I still think like.
Fucking breezy.
I have friends who like.
I'm not gonna give up on the dream. I'm not giving up on.
I'm
the
not
dream.
ready to just go and just white picket fence it. And, okay, here's my 9 to 5, collect my pension.
I never want to white picket fence it.
And
I like
have my-
instability.
you like unstable.
I don't.
I
like,
love instability.
You know, well, I kind of not interested in like
I'm not
settling
interested.
for like.
I
anything
want to go
want.
and like. I mean, there's people who like live in. What about those expat people who just go and live in other countries?
When I'm older, I want to do. I totally
I
want to go
wanna
live in
try
like
that.
Puerto Rico, even though it's in America, or like somewhere
I
tropical
would
on an
do
island.
that.
I just want to fuck off to make my podcast,
Yeah.
come back, make movies.
I
make
saw a really
make
cool.
money on the internet and then just go out and
make a
like,
few movies a year, right? Do my writing,
Yeah.
do all my.
This
all my
dude
stuff
posted
from
it.
the internet.
He lives at a hostel basically, and
hostels are
No, I
kinda-
don't wanna do that.
no,
hostels
but
are
it's a
dumps.
hostel on a beach in like Puerto Rico or Dominican or
That's
somewhere
where
like
they
that.
usually put them.
And he's like, it's actually pretty awesome because you wake up, right? You do your thing, like I'll go to the gym or go to the beach or something, and then you get the 3 meals a day from the hostel, and the room and board and food are provided when you work there, and then you work from like 10 p.m. to 3 a.m.
This doesn't sound all that good,
Just
yeah.
like
That
it's
just doesn't
just
sound
it's
good.
just like partying and stuff like that, and then there's an after party. Every party's till 6.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
like
no, but
it's just really
He's
cool.
poor and fuck that. But
No,
I'm.
but
I
He's
think
not
you
poor. He
misunderstood
saves
the
his
point.
money. He
I think you
gets
misunderstood
food.
what I'm saying. I'm saying I
Hostels
want
are-
to be
No,
rich.
but hostels are dumps.
Yeah.
Hostels have bunk beds where you're sleeping with other adults
No.
who are strangers. And,
Well, this one had like a room for the employees.
well, that's not a hostel.
I don't
That's
wanna
more like
live
working at
in a
resort.
hostel.
No, the point is to have like your own place somewhere and just be an American living in another country while making money on the internet.
Like Logan Paul.
And having like a passive
Oh, well,
income.
that's like
Yeah.
they're different things. What we're talking about.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm talking
one's
about some
awesome.
dude
No,
who's
we were
just a
talking about something
traveler.
cool, and then you brought up like being homeless on
Yeah,
a
like
foreign island somewhere.
That's not cool what that guy's doing. He's
I would
just
never-
out there on a tropical island, fucking living it up. Like that's pretty sick.
I mean,
is,
basically
but
you can do that. You just get a remote job
Yeah.
and then move, and you're set. But the thing is, though, I always want like I've thought about like remote job, but then I also thought like I don't like the idea of having a remote job where I actually have to like clock in and show up and 9 to 5. I want it more like give me some tasks to do and then let me do it, and then I have my time free to myself.
I've just thought about the whole
And
working
then I can do
thing.
it from anywhere I want in the world.
The whole working thing, and I've decided it's just like it's not for me. Because
Yeah, the work, you know.
It's gonna be crazy watching this in like
I know.
5 years.
behind
like,
my desk job, like
fucking-
oh fuck.
yeah.
No, I just think that it's worth it to put effort into something like this. And everybody, there's nothing wrong with the 9 to 5 and working a normal job, but like I want to. You only get one shot at life, and I just want to give my all to what I want to do, which is like a podcast, and then use this to build and create movies.
You only have one shot on Earth, and I don't want to think like, did I really enjoy my time here to the fullest? While waking up 7 a.m. and commuting to a job I don't truly really give a shit about, just there for the paycheck, and then get home at 5 and then do it all over again. And then have 2 days off, and then travel the world maybe 2 weeks out of the whole year, and boom, that's it.
And then have a kid who grows up.
And then have a kid who does the same fucking thing.
Turns out to be gay.
And
no, I'm kidding.
and we got to send him to conversion camp and everything. And it's just not ideal.
No, I just listen. By the way,
I guess I'm
kids
saying I don't want a traditional lifestyle.
I sound like a complete
nut job,
piece of shit human, but it's not like saying I don't want a family or kids. But that's like I feel like you can do that when you're 40.
I want a family, just not with the kids part. Just like the wife.
Well, you don't want kids?
Maybe one day.
I would even adopt kids. I like children, but I want to be like.
I like kids, but like I don't want the point of I don't want to take.
George Clooney's 60 and he just had kids. Like.
Yeah, but also
Pacino is what, 80, 89?
Well, that's fucked up. That's too much.
He did something where like he said, "I just want anything to do with the kids."
No,
yeah, that is true.
That's like I think that's sad because Robert De Niro did the same thing. And it sucks. It's like they had these kids at 80 years old, but like it's like the poor kid's gonna be like 10 years old and his dad's gonna be
dead.
In diapers or dead, or he's already.
They'll both be in diapers.
They're gonna share diapers. Yeah,
they could share diapers. But I think that
it's just that's a little. But 60 years old, even that's kind of older. But it's like you can still raise a kid from 60 if you're healthy and whatnot.
I mean, our parents have been doing that for the last 5 years.
But there's people that are like, there's people who are like 25, and 25 is fine. I mean,
actually, the thing is, most people do have kids in their early to mid 20s. It's just our parents didn't.
I don't even have my own shit together enough to consider that.
I don't have my own life established yet to the point where I'm ready to raise another one.
And I don't think most people our age do. Everyone I know who it's like most people don't willingly have kids at our age. It's an accident.
Yeah, but that's what Plan B and C are for.
Or really,
Well, because you could always just fall down a flight of stairs when her stomach.
That's what I don't get. So many ways out of it.
I know. Take her to a karate class.
Oh, this went really dark.
Yeah.
Really dark. Speaking of people dying,
riveting topics.
Well, no, I've seen I wrote this down in my notes that I want to talk about it. But directors, like, do you notice that all these directors that are like David Lynch just passed away? But it's interesting because how many directors do you know that are not like 80 years old? Ridley Scott, David Lynch, Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg,
James Cameron.
They're all
He's
70 and up. Even like Quentin Tarantino's in his 60s. Like there are no young directors that are known. Like there's no 21-year-old director, but I don't think any director has ever been like 21.
That Trump coin thing, I just got a notification. It says up 63 times.
Yeah, that's just a notification to get you to buy.
What does that mean?
It just means it's continuing.
You know who is kind of on my radar after their last trailer, and they've been on the come up.
I'll tell you someone too.
Wait, that just makes me think that it takes basically your the career in the whole film career.
It's a lifelong
dedication. It takes you in order to get to the point of director. It's going to take you your whole life.
No, not to get to director, but in order to get
to be one of those icons.
To get to be one of the
you don't hear everyone talks about who's your favorite director. It's always one of those icons.
Well,
like
even being
David
young.
Lynch, Tarantino, Spielberg,
the only one I
Scorsese.
Don't know
well, even 30 is young to be a director. Like you can have a breakout when you're 30.
A director in your 20s is, I would say, unheard of. Besides
it's heard of for short films, and then get a studio. But it takes time. It takes a long time to do this shit.
But anyways, to go back off of the trailer for the absolute fucking huge hit game Until Dawn released. The trailer is by Until Dawn. It's a game about the Wendigos in the cabin in the woods.
There's a game about it?
What's it coming out on?
What's it?
Is it going to be an Xbox? I'd love to play that.
Wait, no, that game's been out for years now.
What?
There's a movie coming out by David Sandberg, the director of Shazam 1 and 2.
Even him, he's like 35, 40.
Shazam.
That's young in the game. In the game, that's young, but that's a big title for him to land.
Well, yeah, but he's kind of like a working, well-known director anyway.
At this point, yes. In this trailer, I think
he's known for horror fans, but not household.
I think this trailer is gonna, if he gets this movie right, this could really launch him into that next level.
What's really interesting to watch is David. I think his last name is Leitch. David Leitch. He directed Bullet Train. He directed Fall Guy. He's kind of he's a former stunt coordinator.
That's why his action's always.
Oh, so that's why he picked Fall Guy.
Interesting, though. Well, no, he's a former stunt coordinator who now, and it's funny because they plug all their production company, all the movies. But he's transitioned into directing. He's doing an excellent job at it. But his movies are fast paced and exciting, and I'm excited to see what he comes up with. He's someone who I look at and I say he's got a distinct style in his work that and I like that about directors. Quentin Tarantino's got a distinct style. And I think I'm going to kind of take that approach when I direct my movie this summer and going forwards. Like, I want to be involved in all sorts of productions and films, and I'm never going to turn my nose up at work and say no. But I love the idea that, like, I've written a movie, I'm going to direct it, and I'm going to oversee every aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's your kind of your masterpiece, and you got your distinct style into it. You know what I mean?
That reminds me of...
Adam McKay has it, by the way. Other Guys, Step Brothers, anything wacky with Will Ferrell, it's Adam McKay.
The director of Godzilla -1, now he's doing the sequel, but he started off as a
Why
visual...
did they call it that, Godzilla -1?
So they called it that because it was like right after some... I think it was like a big bomb or something went off, and so it was like the city that it was at is like 0, and then Godzilla comes and attacks it right after their city is like so
in real
fucked.
life a bomb happened? Or
no, like so I didn't.
In the story.
I forget which one. I honestly only watched the visual effects shots, but it got incredible reviews, the movie, through and through. But that's why they called it Godzilla -1, because they're so bad off. Godzilla comes right after some terrible tragedy. Anyways, he started off the director as a visual effects artist, and then he transitioned into directing, and that's also kind of what David Sandberg did. But it's really cool to me because he sits there and he worked with the artist. He actually ZBrushed the model. So I love when people go from somewhere, you know, in that technical aspect, and then they become the director, and it's really, really prominent what they did before in their movie. You can tell, like with Bullet Train, lots of action, lots of stunts, lots of fast-paced. It's actiony, so it's a guy who likes action that's doing that. This movie, super heavily based in the visual effects. They were really creative with how they did them at that low level, and that's why they were able to achieve that at such a low level, because the guy knew what he was doing. So I love when people...
I like the Bullet Train movie, but what was the whole point of inserting all these Thomas the Train references?
What? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
did you not watch the movie?
Thomas the Train references.
Yeah, the little stickers with the Thomas...
Tangerine? No, lemon. Always.
Well, they had a lot of like really.
You watched the movie and you didn't.
I don't remember everything about it. I just remember the.
Yeah, Lemon would. That's how he would like go around.
Were they like stickers or some shit?
So he watched Thomas the Train
Maybe the guy
growing up,
trains.
and like that's how he would. That's how he would like tell who people were. So like when you find out that Joey King was like the villain, he puts the evil train engine on her, and that's how like the other guy figures it out. I don't know exactly why they did it, but they did. They made it work.
They should do that with another movie and like parody, and instead of Bullet Train, it can be done something on what's another public transit? It could be on a bus. And this time it's gonna be with Barney.
Not Bullet Train.
And another kids show and different Barney characters.
It's not Bullet Train, but it's Bomb Airplane.
I mean, it's kind of like just a 9/11 type thing.
Explosive airplane. Yeah,
could work.
Yeah. Okay.
Next topic.
Yeah.
What else do we want to discuss?
Well, I mean, at my work, there's this thing in the women's bathroom, and it is like a ancient. It's like a statue of like a Chinese warrior, but upon further inspection, it's like a terracotta soldier, and it's like life size to a real terracotta soldier. It's super cool, but it's not a real one, obviously. But it's super creepy. I think it's cursed. One time a Chinese woman walked into the restroom and like freaked out and wouldn't use the bathroom because we had this. It's a bad omen to have like a terracotta soldier in your
bathroom?
No, to have one at all, because the farmers who discovered the terracotta soldiers in China, they dug...
Oh, well, I mean, they all died probably.
Well, no, they dug it up, and then basically the government stole their land. They opened gift shops up. They all lost their farms. One committed suicide. The others passed away poor and broke. So like these soldiers put a curse on them when they dug it up, which is interesting. And so it's like a bad omen in China to have like a terracotta soldier, but we have one in the place that I work.
I'm assuming whoever owns your place has no understanding of Chinese culture.
Nobody knows how it got there, though. Nobody really knows where it's from. And I would totally like to buy one or have something like that, but I'd be a little freaked out to have it. On the way home,
it's terrible, and everyone who's ever owned one has had some horrible
After all
tragedy.
those horror stories,
I want to get one.
Well, before I found out it was cursed, I went up to it and I was like teabagging it. I was like, put a mustache on his face. And on the way home, I came like as close as I ever have to hitting a deer with my car. Like this thing ran out, and so I was like, okay.
See, that's like
maybe it's cursed.
Don't fuck with it.
I'm not gonna fuck with that anymore. So I went back the next day and I patted it. I said, "Good boy."
Give it a fortune cookie.
Ooh.
Wait, talk about the painting thing.
What painting?
The woman who painted that painting.
Oh yeah. So yesterday, there's like an art show going on, and then I look at this one painting and I'm like, because I was at this art show for the place I work.
And Pussy.
Okay, well, it's a gallery, and I do their, whatever. Trying to say this in a way that's not incriminating, or doesn't say, it's not that I did anything criminal, but it's just, it doesn't, like, reveal it too much, because I don't want to embarrass anybody. But anyways, I see this one painting in the gallery, and I say, I fucking hate that painting, and I fucking hate whoever made it. And when the person who made that painting comes in, I'm going to tell them how much I dislike their work. Everyone's like, no, don't do it, Quinn, don't do it. I just hated this painting, it looks so stupid. And then this woman comes in, and I was like, I fucking hate this lady. And it turns out that lady painted that painting. So something about her energy came through in her artwork, and I hate everything about it. And then ironically, her husband's walking around showing his t-shirt that he has, and it's like the painting's on it. I'm like, I've never in my life seen someone show off a t-shirt with their artwork on it, except for this lady's husband, and it's the one piece I fucking hate. I sound super negative, but...
That just shows that her persona was expressed through her art, and you hated her and her persona, so anything she's touched, you'll know it, and you'll hate it.
That's crazy. It's so true, and I think it's interesting. It's like manifesting, because
yes, no, it's more like you can just sense the person's energy, whatever they've created
comes through in their work.
I would love to go buy a stock painting from Walmart or any one of the stock artworks, and then submit it to the art show and try to get in on that.
Honestly, just scribble on it, and people would pay $1,000 for it.
It's true,
but
not even more than that.
Like about manifesting. I mean, yesterday we were at Chili's. And I was talking about how we need the challenging part of making this movie that I'm doing is going to be getting the little people, the dwarves, because I need some dwarves. And I was looking at rentadmidget.com. They're all like $1,000 a day, which is crazy.
Well, it depends on the midget. It depends on who you're contacting. Like,
well, they must have
per foot. They should do different rates. Like they're all it's like hiring anybody.
Well, I got to get one, but the thing I was talking about is then
it's like hiring anybody.
It'd probably be cheaper to hire a midget.
Like hiring your carpenter, like what does he charge? Okay, try the midget down the street.
Yeah, but they're like a novelty. But I went
the person's
the minute after I say this, literally I vocalized that thought. 2 seconds later, a whole bunch of them walked in. Never seen in my life seen this many little people, this many LPs, and they all sat down at the table next to us. And like I manifested that right there. The thing is that when they start to come out in large groups like that, it actually becomes it's a fire hazard to have that many of them. You could trip over them, whatnot, and they have such a strong, powerful bite. So you want to be careful. It's 3 times as strong as a normal sized person. So you want to be careful.
See,
it became dangerous.
You should start manifesting better things.
I manifested the good thing, and it started to go haywire.
That's like I'm thinking manifest destiny.
No, yeah, manifest destiny is totally different. One time, one of my friends tweeted, he's like, "Oh, believe in your dreams, manifest destiny, dude." And then I responded in the comments. I said, "Manifest destiny actually refers to the belief that God wants Europeans settlers to expand west. It has nothing to do with manifesting.
It's anything. The Europeans' burden to civilize the rest of the world. It's our burden. We have to make you guys like us."
He was like, "Fuck you, dude! You pointed out how fucking retarded my quote." It was funny though. But that was just like when people tweet these things that are so so arbitrarily just like.
But they're the people who like to just throw bullshit out there and
tweet inspirational
quotes. It's gonna make me sound all deep, guys. Like,
yeah.
Let me say guys, it's something. I can't even think of an example of an inspirational quote, but.
Just look at Drake's Twitter. Anything that Drake has ever tweeted.
It's most stereotypical shit. Spread kindness. Kindness, everybody.
Oh, yeah, those kind of things. Like, guys, love thy neighbor. They're throwing out some Bible quotes in their Instagram bio or something. Retarded. The Psalms.
Yeah. Well, I think we're about at an hour now, so we're ready to wrap this up.
That was actually an hour?
That was actually an hour, yeah. All right.
Let's to talk about
wrap it up. That was cool.
All right, guys, thank you for watching us talk about the subjects and how we feel about them. Tune in next week, and we're going to do it again.
What a way to refer somebody. See what we just said this, guys? We're going to say it all over again.